Words middle schoolers and high schoolers are saying now that you may know and that you may not know. First one. Aw, man, that test was baby food. Baby food. Oh, that outfit, Cheugy. Cheugy. I don't know. He's kind of acting sus. Sus. No lie, these talkies are gas. Gas. Go off, man. Go off. Go off. Not gonna lie, that bag, Gucci. Hey, bro, don't worry about it. We're Gucci. Gucci. I ain't gonna lie, this lunch, it hits different. Hits different. I'm just trying to tell you guys, that party last weekend was lit. Lit. Low key, I think he likes her. Low key. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, the way you're dressed today, it's a mood. Mood.
What's going on, my friend? You are listening to yet another episode of Real English Radio. I'm your host, Tony Kaizen, and today we're talking all about modern American slangs. Go ahead and get your pen, get your paper, get out your note-taking app, whatever you gotta do, because we got lots of words and phrases for you that'll help you sound a bit more natural, a bit cooler in your next conversation. So I'm gonna go all the way back to the beginning of this clip and break it down word by word.
Words middle schoolers and high schoolers are saying now that you may know and that you may not know.
All right, real quick, middle schoolers. Damn, I can't talk. Can't fucking talk. Middle schoolers and high schoolers just describe kids that are literally in middle school or high school. Now, I know this might be slightly different from state to state in the US, but generally speaking, you have kindergarten at 5 years old. Then you have first grade through fifth grade, which is elementary school. Then 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, which is middle school. And then 9, 10, 11, 12, those years are your high school years. So you have elementary kids, middle schoolers, and high schoolers. So here are some words and phrases that middle schoolers and high schoolers are saying these days that you may know and that you may not know. Here's the first one.
First one. Aw, man, that test was baby food. Baby food.
That test was baby food. I have never heard this in my life, but it's fucking hilarious. And it makes perfect sense to me, I should say. Now, when you think of baby food, in terms of difficulty, when it comes to eating that food, how hard would it be to eat baby food? It's pretty easy, right? Obviously, a baby needs to be able to eat and consume the food, so they make it pretty easy to consume. So if somebody says that test was baby food, what do you think that means? It means that it's super easy. Now, again, I've never heard this in my life. So maybe a kid 13 years old might tell me, no, it means something else. But based on what I interpret, based on what I understand, I should say, based on the context, if something's baby food, it just means it's super easy. All right, so another example, somebody might say, hey, you're learning Spanish, right? How's it going? How are your Spanish studies going? And you might say, man, it's super easy. After learning Thai and Mandarin, I can learn any language. Spanish is super easy. Or you might say, man, that shit is baby food, bro. After learning Thai and Mandarin, I can learn any language. Spanish is baby food, bro. Now, I'm sure, I don't know if Spanish speakers would take that too well, but it just means that it's super easy. It's not a problem. It's not difficult, right? That shit is baby food, bro. And again, I should have said this from the beginning. All of this is slang, so you obviously got to be careful when and where you use this. If you work for some type of multinational company and y'all are having an executive meeting or something like that, you are not going to use the phrase baby food. right? Or not phrase. You're not going to use the term baby food to describe to describe something that is very easy, all right? Although it would be hilarious to me, it's probably not the best. Actually, it's not probably. It is definitely not the best place to be using a term like that, right? You might use that with friends. And again, it's slang. It's like for young people. So I would find it hilarious if my parents said, man, that's baby food. That would be fucking hilarious. You know what I mean? It's typically young people that are using slang. Not always, because slang, even in business meetings and on the golf course, people use slang. It just depends on the context. But you know what I'm saying? This whole list of words in this episode typically going to be used by younger people under the age of 35 for sure. All right. So that is baby food. All right, let's move on to the next one.
Oh, that outfit, Cheugy. Cheugy.
That outfit, Cheugy. Another word I had never heard in my life until I watched this video. I actually had to search for the meaning. So this might be incorrect. All right, I'm pretty sure it's correct, but hopefully somebody will come out of the woodworks and correct me if that's the case. If it's not correct, sorry. So Cheugy, Cheugy, Cheugy. I'm guessing this is how the word is spelled. According to the internet, this is how the word is spelled. And this word is an adjective. And it just describes something that is out of date, something that is not trendy, something that doesn't look cool, that's not fashionable. You understand? It's like an older trend that isn't cool anymore. Now, another word that you'll hear much more frequently than Cheugy is tacky. Tacky, tacky. Somebody will say, man, that outfit is tacky as fuck. Now, let me explain that really quick. That last part, as fuck, is a very strong thing to say. If you want to talk like me, just be careful with shit like that because I curse a lot. I use a lot of profanity. I'm trying to work on that. But it just, I've talked that way for so long, I don't even really think too much about it. But saying something like tacky as fuck or cheugy as fuck, it just makes it much stronger. You're intensifying whatever it is you're saying. Like, it's hot as fuck, you ugly as fuck, you dumb as fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's just a much stronger way of expressing whatever it is you're talking about. So anyway, back to the example. Somebody says, oh, that outfit, that's cheugy. From what I understand, that means that outfit is tacky. It is not fashionable. It is not cool anymore. It is 2024 and you got on bell-bottom jeans. The hell is going on here? That shit is cheugy, bro. That shit is tacky, bro. Not fashionable, not cool. You look dorky. You look weird. Put on some new clothes. Right? That's basically what it means. All right, let's move on to the next one.
I don't know. He's kind of acting sus. Sus.
Now this one, I will say, is not only used by the kids, man, because we've been saying this for a long time. When I was in high school, over 10 years ago, we were saying the word sus. I don't know. I never heard my parents use the word sus, but I know they would understand it just because the complete word is suspicious or suspect. Depending on the context, it means one or the other, but both words are very similar. So if somebody is sus, as I just said, it means they are suspicious. You cannot trust them for whatever reason. Or you're in a dubious situation. It's like, I don't know about this, man. Something's not right here. Something's weird. This shit is sus. Or that guy over there, he's fucking sus. You know what I mean? He's suspicious. He's weird. It makes me feel uncomfortable. So you might be sitting with your friend at, I don't know, at school or at work or something like that. Let's say at school. And your friend might say, hey, have you seen the new guy? And you might respond by saying, yeah, that dude seems kind of sus, bro. I saw him talking to himself in the corner for like 10 minutes yesterday. He's fucking sus. He's suspicious. He's weird. I don't know what's up with that guy, but something is off. Something's not right here. That dude is sus, bro. That chick over there, she's fucking sus. Stay away from her. Be careful, And it'd be the same thing as you saying, I don't know about that guy. He seems kind of suspicious. Suspicious is not slang. That's a standard word. It becomes slang when you just say sus. That shit is sus. You know what I mean? Anything that's weird, suspicious. You're like, I don't know about this, man. That's sus, bro. That's sus. Just short for suspicious. All right, let's move on to the next one.
No lie, these talkies are gas. Gas.
Gas. Now, it's after watching this clip, I realized that gas has multiple meanings. Generally speaking, gas is short for gasoline. The fuel that you put in your car, your motorcycle, any motor-powered engine, typically going to run on gasoline, right? So when we use it as a slang term, how can I break this down for you? When I hear the word gas, I think of marijuana. I think of very strong weed. Gas is also slang for very good weed, very strong weed. And I won't even get into we'll save that for another episode about weed or drugs or something like that. But just so you know, somebody says I'm smoking gas. If you listen to hip hop, you've probably heard that before. Smoking that gas. I'm blowing gas. They're talking about really good weed. But in this context, gas just means really good. It means cool, amazing, high quality, something like that. It just depends on the context. So what did he say? Something like, I'm not going to lie, these Takis, gas, or something like, let me go back to it. He said, no lie, these Takis are gas. Now the phrase no lie, it just means whatever I'm about to say is true, right? No lie. You'll also hear people say, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Or I'm not gonna lie. Same exact thing, right? Just more standard, if we can say it that way. No lie, I ain't gonna lie, or not gonna lie, blah, 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 blah. They're just prefacing whatever they're saying and emphasizing the fact that what I'm about to say is true or real. I mean this. So when I say no lie, these Takis are gas. It means these Takis are really, 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 really good. Delicious, high quality. Now, Takis, just in case you don't know, are just chips. It's a particular chip that you can buy in the US. Like potato chips, like Lay's, Doritos, Takis. They're all in the same category, right? So I'm not going to lie, these Takis, these chips are gas, bro. These chips are delicious. I love them. They're really good. They're gas. You know what I'm saying? That song is gas. Your outfit, that shit is gas. This song, I think I said song just a second ago. You get the point. This movie, whatever. Anything can be gas, and it just means really, really, really high quality or good, generally speaking, right? All right, that's gas. So let's move on to the next one.
Go off, man. Go off. Go off.
Go off. I want to say that it's a weird thing to say, but I guess that means I'm getting old. Because, I mean, I get it when I hear it, but I've never heard somebody say, go off, bro. Go off. It just sounds weird. But anyway, go off. From what I understand, based on this context and the way I use this phrasal verb, to go off in this case, it means... Let me first tell you that another way of saying this is do your thing. To do your thing basically means to do whatever it is that you have to do, but to the best of your ability. Don't hold back. Don't be shy. Don't be nervous. Don't be embarrassed. Give 150% and show everybody what you're capable of. Just do your thing, man. All right? You're nervous about speaking English. You're nervous about going to this party with a bunch of foreigners from another country. We're going to be speaking English and shit, and you're nervous. And I say, don't worry, bro. Just do your thing. Do your thing. Which means I know you're capable, so just go show everybody that you're capable. Do your thing. Do what you know you're capable of. So when somebody says go off, depending on the context, it means something similar. To go off means to express yourself freely, to express yourself passionately, to give it all that you've got. You know what I mean? Just like put on a show. So let me give you an example. Let's imagine we're at the club or a party or something like that where people are playing music and you can go to the dance floor and you can dance. If we're on a dance floor and your favorite song comes on and I know it's your favorite song and I can see you starting to move to the beat, I see you getting excited and I say, go off, man, go off. Go ahead, go off. What I would mean when I say that is like, go ahead and show everybody how well you can dance. Do your thing, right? Go off means like just express yourself to the fullest extent. Don't be shy. Let it all out. Go off, bro, like a bomb. That's how you can think about it. A bomb typically is on some kind of timer or is connected to a remote of some kind, right? So let's just imagine there's a timer on this bomb, this explosive device. When the timer reaches 0, the bomb is going to go off. You see what I'm saying? It's going to explode. So think about yourself in that sense. Somebody said, go off, bro, go off. This means bah, explode. And that could be positive or negative, because in a different context, to go off, more specifically, to go off on somebody, which is such a weird thing to say, go off on, makes no fucking sense. But to go off on somebody basically means to explode in a figurative sense. You start yelling at them, chastising them, criticizing them. Ah, you motherfucker. Excuse me. Damn, that fucked up my throat. I can't remember the last time I raised my voice. That's probably why. Anyway, that's what it means to go off on somebody. It's just just going off like a bomb just exploded. You see what I'm saying? And man, she went off on his ass. It means that she really let him have it. Started yelling and screaming and cursing him out and shit, causing a scene. She went off. She exploded like a bomb. So it could be positive. It could be negative. Just depends on the context. Now, I really hope that makes some kind of sense. You're probably not going to hear this one every day, but hopefully now you have a better sense of what it means. All right. Any questions, just leave them in the comments on whatever platform you're listening to this on. All right. So let's move on to the next one.
Not gonna lie, that bag, Gucci. Hey, bro, don't worry about it. We're Gucci. Gucci.
Gucci. Yes, that is Gucci, like the brand. Gucci. Gucci. Now, this is just slang for good or cool, right? Or if something's going well. So good, cool, or well, depending on the context. They're very similar words. So when he says, I'm not going to lie, let me go back to the actual sentence he gave. Not going to lie, that bag, Gucci. Example number 2. Hey, bro, don't worry about it. We're Gucci. So in that first one, I'm not going to lie, or I ain't going to lie, or no lie, that bag, Gucci. What you can understand when somebody says something like that is that bag is really cool. It's really nice. It's beautiful. It's stylish. I like it. That shit is Gucci, right? Now, in the second example, when he says, hey, bro, don't worry about it. We're Gucci. If we are Gucci, that means we are good. We have no problems. Everything's cool. Everything's copacetic. You know what I'm saying? Everything's everything. Everything is everything in this bit. You feel me? Everything's Gucci. The same thing as saying everything's good. Literally the same. It's just one sounds cooler. You know, you know what I'm saying? Everything's Gucci. And again, this is something that you would expect a younger person to say. It would be fucking hilarious to hear my dad say, everything's Gucci, bro. That would be hilarious. So even though, if you're fucking 45, 55, even 60, I know I got a couple listeners in that age range. Don't be afraid to use these, man. Especially with young people specifically. They're going to love it. I would love it if my grandma came around saying, don't worry, bro, we Gucci. We Gucci. That's fucking hilarious. But anyway, now you should understand, if somebody says it's all Gucci, I'm Gucci, somebody might ask you, what's up, bro? You Gucci? Which sounds kind of funny, but it does make sense. They just saying, are you good? Is everything cool? That's all they're asking. All right, let's move on.
I ain't gonna lie. This lunch, it hits different. Hits different.
Hits different. If you're on social media, especially consuming stuff in English, you've probably heard this one before. If something hits different, it just means that it has a strong impact on you, like in a unique way. It's uniquely satisfying, uniquely impactful, uniquely profound, or something like that. It hits you, figuratively speaking, it hits you differently than anything else in that category. If this song hits different, it hits you or impacts you in a way or satisfies you in a way that's different from all the other songs that you've been listening to. Right? What was the sentence that he used? I ain't gonna lie, this lunch, it hits different. So if this lunch hits different, it means that this particular lunch, for whatever reason, is uniquely and somehow more satisfying than the other lunches I've had. This one in particular hits different, bro. That shit hits different, man. And really what you're saying that in a positive way most of the time. What you're saying is like, this shit is just like extra good. This shit hits different, bro. It hits the spot like no other lunch can. This lunch hits different. You know what I'm saying? Now, what's another way to say that? The same thing, hits different. I would say, well, it depends on the context, actually. So let me give you an example. Going back to music, you might say, man, this song right here hits different. It hits different when you're driving at night. Another way of saying that is this song is even better when you're driving at night. So it's good right now, but man, when you get in your car, it's dark outside, hardly anybody in the streets. You got that cool breeze, you know what I'm saying, in the air, and you're just driving around listening to the song. It hits different when you're driving at night. It's even better, even more impactful, even more satisfying. It hits different. You see? Or going back to the food, you might say, man, that In-N-Out burger, man, that should be hitting different after a night drinking at the club. I'm out drinking all night. The perfect food to eat at 2 a.m. when I'm drunk is In-N-Out burger. It hits different. It just hits different, bro. It's the perfect thing to eat. And that's really another way of saying it. I'll say, man, In-N-Out is the perfect thing to eat after a night of drinking at the club. I'm basically communicating the same thing. In-N-Out after drinking at the club, man, that shit hits different, bro. It's like, woof, it's amazing. I love it. It's just different. It's nothing like it. It's really what you're saying. It's nothing like it. So after a night of drinking at the club, In-N-Out is perfect. There's just nothing better than that. It hits different. You see what I'm saying? I hope so. All right, so we're gonna move on to the next one since I can't hear you right now, my friend. But like I said, leave comments, y'all. I appreciate when y'all send me emails and leave comments and shit, give me feedback. It helps me make the show better. So shout out to all of y'all who've been sending messages lately. Keep that going. I appreciate that. All right, let's move on to the next one.
I'm just trying to tell you guys, that party last weekend was lit. Lit.
Lit. Another one that you probably heard if you spend any decent amount of time on social media consuming stuff in English. That shit was lit, bro. That podcast is lit, bro. Tony K is lit, bro. This motherfucker's lit, bro. Now, lit can mean more than one thing depending on the context. So let's start with this one, the context in the video. I think he said something like, that party last weekend was lit. That party was lit. All it means that it means that it was very exciting, very fun. That's really all it means. It's just a lot of fun. Had a really good time. We were animated, excited, turned up. There's many ways to say that, but that's really what it means. We had a lot of fun. That shit was lit. That party was lit, bro. It was so much fun. We had an amazing time. It was lit. Right? Now again, it's slang. So I think that most people would understand it. But I can't say all people, because I would say amongst the young people, it's universal. But if you said that to your, 50-year-old parents, they might not understand it. Even though 50-year-olds are on social media just as much these days. So maybe your 70 or 80-year-old grandparents, they certainly won't know what you're talking about. You say that shit was lit. Your parents might. If you're from my generation, you're a millennial, your parents will probably understand that. I'm saying your parents like your parents speak English. The fuck am I talking about? The fuck am I talking about? My bad. My parents, I'm sure, would understand the term lit. Anyway, let me go back to my explanation, right? So the party was lit. The party was a lot of fun. It was exciting. We had a great time. Or somebody might say, hey, are you coming with us to the festival this weekend? Right? Maybe it's Lollapalooza or Ultra or fucking Rolling Loud or some other big music festival or whatever. Are you coming to the festival? It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Another way of saying that is, hey, are you coming to the festival? It's going to be lit. That shit is going to be lit, bro. We going to get turned up. It means we're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be exciting. We're going to have a great time. That shit going to be lit. You see what I'm saying? So there you go. That's lit. All right, let's move on to the next one.
Low key, I think he likes her. Low key.
All right, low key, I think he likes her. Now, low key, we've also been using since I was a young boy. And it basically just means it's almost like saying kinda, depending on the context. So when he says, hey, low key, I think he likes her, it means I kind of think he likes her. But it can also mean, we also use it sometimes when we're emphasizing the fact that something is true, even though most people don't really know it's true, or a lot of people don't believe it's true. You know what I mean? So I might say something like, let me see. Okay, let's talk about football. Casemiro, the midfielder. I might say Casemiro's performance last weekend was top notch. Amazing performance. He had a really good match. And you might say, absolutely, he's low key one of the best players on the team, even if he's not the most flashy. So when you say he's low key one of the best, it means you're implying that most people think somebody else is the best, when in reality, he's the best. So he's low key the best, right? A lot of people may not think so, but he's really the best, if you ask me. A lot of people don't know this or agree with this, but he's low key the best. Another way of saying that is absolutely, he's actually one of the best players on the team. It's another way of communicating basically the same idea, low key, you know? Or you might do something low key. In this case, it's more of a, how would I say that? It describes something that's being done almost like in secret. You know what I mean? So if we want to go out, like it's my birthday. It's my birthday and my girl says, we should go out. We should go out to dinner or see a movie or do something because it's your birthday. I might say, nah, I just want to keep it low key this year. I want to keep it low key, which means I don't want to do anything big or extravagant. I don't want to call a bunch of attention to myself. I don't need anybody to know where I'm at or what I'm doing. I just want to keep it low key, like just quiet, peaceful, not around too many people. I don't want to let anybody know what I'm doing. I want to keep it low key. I hope that makes sense. All right, let's move on to the next one.
Hey, I'm not going to lie. The way you're dressed today, it's a mood. Mood.
It's a mood. This is definitely not something that we said when I was in high school, but I get the idea. Actually, you know what? When I was in high school and college, girls would say it's a vibe. I guess these days, young people are saying it's a mood. And to me, you're communicating the same thing. Somebody says, oh, it's a vibe. Oh my God, what a vibe. It's such a vibe. Or it's, oh my God, it's such a mood. Like, what they're communicating is whatever they're looking at or listening to or whatever is super relatable. Or it's like, or they're saying that totally captures what I'm thinking or feeling right now. You know? So somebody might say, hey, did you see that video of the cat sunbathing in bed all afternoon? And you might say, OMG. And let me actually, it felt weird to even say that. Let me say this before I give you some examples. Something like it's such a mood or it's such a vibe is generally said by women. I've never really heard a man speak that way. And to be honest with you, if one of my friends came over and said, oh my God, your apartment is such a vibe, it's such a mood, I would stop whatever I was doing and look at him and be like, bro, who have you been hanging out with? Who the fuck have you been talking to, bro? Why are you talking like that? You know what I'm saying? Because it's not, for me, it's not common or normal to hear a guy talking like that. Such a vibe, such a mood, you know? And you personally listening to this, you can say whatever you want, bro. I'm just trying to give you a bit of culture and let you know who normally says which things and why. You know what I mean? Just so you're not out here unnecessarily, I don't want to say making a fool of yourself, but so that you're not unnecessarily saying things that don't sound natural. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, if you're a dude, if you're a guy, I wouldn't recommend you go around saying OMG, it's such a vibe. It felt weird for me to even say it, bro. I wrote the example, but I hadn't read it out loud until now. Anyway, let's get back to the example. Let's imagine two girls are talking and she says, "Did you see the video of that cat sunbathing in bed all afternoon. The other girl might respond and say, oh my God, yes, it was such a mood, or it was such a vibe. And what she's saying is, oh my God, yes, I wish that was me right now. Or that cat, the video of that cat perfectly captures what I'm thinking and or feeling, which is most likely, I wish I could lay in bed and sunbathe all day like that cat. That video is such a mood, right? Such a vibe. Does that make sense to you? Somebody might say something like, oh, this song is such a mood. When really what they're saying is this song expresses exactly how I'm feeling right now or what I'm thinking right now. You see? Such a vibe. Or somebody might say, oh, this apartment is such a vibe. It just means that they really like the energy. They like the decor, right? The decorations, how it smells in there. The furniture, it just feels good when they walk in. They're happy to be there. They like the feeling and the energy of the room. They like the vibe, right? This place is such a vibe, right? Oh, he's such a vibe. I just like, why do you like him? Why do you like him? Why are you dating him? I don't know. He's just such a vibe. He's such a vibe. I don't even know how they fucking say it. But hopefully you get the point, right? It just means like if somebody says, oh, he's such a vibe, it just means like I love his energy. I love the way he makes me feel. He's fun to be around, right? I don't know how to put it into words, but I just like the energy or the vibe when I'm with that guy. He's such a vibe, right? Anyway, use that one, at your own discretion. I would never say something like that. I don't know any guys that would. I know the majority of people listening to this are men, so that's the reason I felt the need to point that one out. You know what I'm saying? Let me actually go back to this list and just low-key, lit, hits different, Gucci, go off, gas, sus, Cheugy. That's a hilarious word, Cheugy. Baby food is also hilarious. I'm going to start using that one myself. That's dope. Man, that shit was baby food, bro. That shit was super easy, man. That shit wasn't nothing, bro. Fucking baby food. Anyway, yeah, the rest of them, man or woman, you can use either one. No problem. Although I will say, let me think. Sus and gas. Yeah, everybody says that. Sus and gas. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. Really, it's more like an age or culture thing. Like, again, all this slang is typically used by younger people, although some of these we've been saying since I was in high school or middle school. So it's interesting to know that they're still being said today by the youth. But that's all the words I got for you on the list, or really this high school teacher. Those are all the words that he had for you in this video clip. So always remember, you got to put this stuff into practice, man, even if it's just 10 or 15 minutes. Writing your journal, make some example sentences, put these words into ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever AI tool you like to use and ask for more example sentences. Ask for explanations of anything you don't understand. If you're subscribed on Patreon, if you're part of the community, hit me up anytime if y'all got questions about stuff like this. But hopefully this episode was a bit of fun for you. You learned a few new words or phrases that you can use in your next conversation to sound a bit cooler, a bit more natural, a bit more native. All right. But that's all I got for you today, my friend. This has been yet another episode of Real English Radio. I'm your host, Tony Kaizen, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.